Well, it's mid-April. It's about a month into this COVID-19 lockdown, and it's snowing and kind of miserable. So I thought I would do things just a little bit different today. Hi, I'm Joe Shepard. This is Fractal Realms. So, since we had the bad weather out there that you just saw, I thought I'd shoot this video on the beach. Kind of brighten everybody's day and let them see what my backyard looks like on the beach here. I don't really have a lot planned today. I thought I would just chat a little bit. But if you do like this video after we're done, please subscribe. Please hit the like button. That'll help me my channel quite a bit if you can do that. And if you have any questions or comments, you feel free to let me know what they are, because I'd be happy to talk to you. So I thought I would say a little bit about why I started this Fractal Realms channel. I had been speaking with entities, angels, spirit guides, whatever you would like to call them. I call them angels. I call them spirit guides. And I have been talking to them for a long time. And there's a very peculiar thing that those of you who have psychic abilities can confirm. There's a very peculiar thing, and that is that you forget. You forget what you heard. 5 minutes after it's done, you have no idea what the heck was said. And again, you can talk to other psychics. It's a pretty common phenomenon that it happens all the time. And so one day, after years and years of having these awesome conversations and realizing that I don't remember them, I decided I was going to start writing it down. And that's what I did. I started writing it down, keeping a diary, and I ended up with hundreds of pages of notes of things of conversations that I'd had with entities other than what you would normally expect to see in this world. So let me tell you about the process of doing that. There'd be this conversation going on. I'd be asking questions. They'd be giving me. A lot of times they answer my questions with questions, and I would have to say, okay, stop, I got to write this down. And I'd go over my computer and I would write it down. And then we talk some more. And then I'd say, stop, I got to write this down. And then I would hear him saying, no, that's not what I said. No, that's not what I said. You have to change that. That's not what I said. Okay, then I back up. And then we were starting to get sarcastic, funny, knowing my humor about that. I just got to find a better way of doing this. It's actually kind of funny to just keep stopping and writing stuff down, stopping and writing down. And I decided a video would be a great way to do that live and just have that conversation and try to videotape it as it was happening. But you see, doing that's a lot more complicated than it sounds, especially if you're not used to interacting with someone else and saying these things in conversations out loud in the way that you would do it on a video. It's a lot to learn. And so I decided I'm going to I've got my channel and it's all set up, and I'm going to do a video. And I did a whole bunch of practice videos in order to get used to sitting in front of a camera. And what would happen is I would get in front of the camera, I'd say one sentence, and I'd be like, freeze, like a deer in the headlights, and then I'd stop the camera and I'd start over again. And that went on for weeks. I kept trying. I said, all right. So that's when I started doing the subliminal affirmation stuff that I could work on, and I didn't have to. And I didn't have to worry about myself freezing because I'm not actually appearing in the video. And then it turned out there's a lot of things I got to learn about. I have to learn how to set up on my beach over here, and I have to learn how to do lighting, and most of all I got to learn how to talk to the camera without freezing up. Then when I first started doing it, if you watch the first video or two, I'm just talking like this because there's nobody here to talk to, and I would be talking like I would be telling my stories, and I would be turning my head, and I would be looking everywhere but the camera. So what I did was, to get past that, is behind the camera over there, I'll show you, I'll take a picture of it and I'll show it to you in the video. I put a caricature on the wall of my face, so that I could look at that face and I'd know exactly, I'd have somebody that I was talking to. And that's helped a lot. So I guess my point with all that is that I still haven't gotten to the point where I'm doing the conversations with an angel or spirit out loud within the camera, so you can see what I'm doing, but it is coming. I've just got to learn that doing the Reiki session helped make me more comfortable talking about Reiki as if I would do with a client. It helps make me more comfortable. This just talking is going to help me feel a lot more comfortable doing that, but it is a lot to learn, and it's coming. It's just going to take me a little time. I wrote down some notes, stuff I wanted to talk to. Anyways, again, I did ask already, please like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or follow me on Facebook. Any of that helps expand my audience. I thought I would talk a little bit about some things people have asked me recently. I was asked if I could help someone learn to astral project. And I gave that a lot of thought. I've never spoken about how to astral project. It's not an easy thing to do. All of this is extraordinarily easy to do once you know how to do it. But it can take you years to get to that point. And it's years of struggling and trying and frustrations, and then suddenly it clicks and you're like, wow, this was a lot easier than I thought it was. So with astral projection, first off, what is astral projection? Astral projection is when your body goes to sleep and your mind is able to leave the confines of your body and wander outside of the normal world. And it is quite possible to wander within the... I do that a lot still. I always think you can see my hands, and you can't. But see, it is possible to wander around the normal world, but when you're astral projecting, the normal world won't quite look like the normal world. You may see entities that you're not used to seeing. You may see doors where there aren't doors, and you can go from that kind of a world, that very reflective of your normal reality, or you can travel to the most amazing psychedelic worlds that are 100% different, than what you normally experience in a day-to-day. And most of the time, while that's happening, you're learning things that they're just amazing. And so, how do you do that? I think I'm gonna have to give that a lot of thought and maybe do some kind of tutorial on it and try to help people understand. But the bottom line is most of what I've taught and what I'm teaching so far and what I'm talking about so far, those are all concepts that if you understand those things, you can, you're moving in the right direction. And what have we talked about so far? We've talked about the fact that you're the center of your own reality. That everything you perceive to be out there, outside of yourself, that everything you can touch and feel and see, you perceive as being outside of yourself, but that's not where you're seeing it and feeling it. You have never in your life ever felt anything outside yourself. You've never seen anything outside yourself. When you see something, it's this light bouncing off your retina, and it's energy bouncing off your retina, and your brain converts it into an image. Same thing with touch, same thing with smell, same thing with everything. It's all happening inside you. It's not happening outside you. It's just a trick, an illusion of the way the world works that you think you're seeing it outside of yourself. So we've talked about that. We've talked about time being malleable, that it's all a matter of perception, that you're not bound by time quite as much as you think you are. What else did we cover? Affirmations. We talked about affirmations. And we talked about meditation. So you see, that whole chain of thought processes is actually leading you towards being able to astral project and being able to see worlds that are beyond the world that you normally see, whether it's through whether you call it psychic perceptions or lucid dreaming or astral projection. To some extent, those are all related and very similar concepts. So that's the best I can do, is say that I'm going to have to work on that, because I don't, aside from what I'm already doing and the way I'm teaching, I don't know of a specific way that I can say this is how you astral project. So maybe I'll have to work on that. I've also been asked, how do you talk to spirit guides? And that's an interesting, really interesting question, because what people don't realize is your spirit guides are with you all the time. Now, everybody's got at least one. Some people have 5, 6, 7, 10. Sometimes you have more than just the one. If you, let's say you had one, sometimes you have more than just that one. Sometimes there's others that come in for a specific purpose within your life. And they are always talking to you, and you just don't pay enough attention. And how do you know that? It's this spirit guide. Mind you, there's many different ways of interacting with spirit guides. Some people are empaths, which means they feel things, and some people are clairvoyant or claircognizant, clairaudient. Clairaudient means you can hear them. Claircognizant means you just know. Like one of the things that happens to me is someone will come in and they'll start a conversation with me, and by the time they're on the third or fourth word, I already know what that conversation's about and what's going, and I'm already jumping in with my response when that person hasn't even finished the paragraph, the 3 words into a paragraph of a conversation, and I'm already giving them a response. That is claircognizance. Clairvoyant is where you see, you see, and a lot of people say they see things with their eyes. I don't see the shapes and the spirits with my eyes. I see them almost like a superimposed being that I can see it in my head, and I can sense that they're there. But so these are all different ways that people do that. And so your goal in saying, how do I talk to my guides, has to be to start paying attention and learning when when those little intuition things come, when you're wondering if you got to go left or right, and you feel like it's right, I got to go right, or should I buy this or should I buy that, and something is telling you straight out that's the thing you want. Recently I was talking to the person who asked that question, and I said, ask your spirit guides, first off, pray or meditate or whatever it is you do to get into a spiritual state of mind, and then ask your spirit, tell your spirit guides that you would like to learn to talk to them, and then ask them to show you yes, and then pay attention to what it is they show you, and do that 3 or 4 times until you can pick out exactly what's happening that they're showing you yes. For me, when I tried that, now mind you, I'm hearing them talk, so I don't really need that. But I tried that experiment anyways, and what I get is a great big black sign with yellow letters right about over here that says yes. And so once you've done that, and somebody else might get a pain in the shoulder. It's really, I can't say how you're going to detect that, but what you have to do is learn to detect that. And do it 3 times and then say, show me no. And then do the same thing. Do that 3 times, pick up what's going on, and you do that day in and day out, every day. Get into a meditative state, talk to them, ask them to show you yes, show you no. Because once you've learned yes and no, the rest is easy. You can ask any question, you can learn anything more just by understanding yes or no. Because if you can ask, is this wrong or is this right? And you can get yes and no questions to that. Or you can say, they show you a river and you can say, is that about a river? And they can say yes or no. And if they say no, you can say, is it about water? And they'll tell you yes or no. So you can build on yes or no. That's how you do that. And eventually I think I'm going to offer classes on these subjects, more sophisticated than what I can do in a 10-minute or 20-minute or however long video clip this is. But basically everything that I've been showing in the videos is carrying me up to that. Same thing, somebody asked me how to open my third eye. And how do you open your third eye? Understanding, the concept of the third eye is basically a sense, a way of sensing anything that goes beyond your normal 5 senses. So most of what we were just talking about on the previous question, how do I talk to spirit guides, is exactly the same idea as how do you open your third eye. So actually I should have done this question first, because this kind of precedes the spirit guide question. But what you would do to open your third eye is you really need to start paying attention to details. When you're driving down the road, pay attention to details. What color was that sign you just passed? The sign you passed 100 times but never noticed before. What color was it? What did it say? What color is that house? What color is the sky? How many clouds are in the sky? Where are the trees? How many trees are there? What is the color of the car that just passed you? Start paying attention to details. Get yourself very detail focused, because as you get used to paying attention to details, it becomes easier and easier to do what I said in the previous question with the show me yes and show me no, because then you've expanded your ability to pay attention to details. When they show you yes, it's easier for you to pick up on what that is. So understand your third eye is not closed. Your chakras aren't blocked, and your third eye is not closed. What those mean, third eye closed or chakra blocked, is that you're not paying attention. You're not able to pay attention. You haven't gotten yourself beyond the point where you can pay attention and notice. So that is your first step. Is if you were to ask for the person to ask me that question, that's the first step. So if you're watching this and you have other questions, please put them in the comments. Nobody ever seems to put any comments down. I've got 18 subscribers on YouTube and 34 on Facebook. And bottom line is I've got thousands of views on my videos, but nobody ever leaves me any comments. So in order to know what to talk about and how to give you feedback, I need you to ask questions. I need you to talk to me. Let me know what you think. Namaste. Thank you for listening.